Hey everybody, Spider here, of course, coming to you once again, San Antonio, Texas. This is on behalf of the Fight Card Podcast. For those that know, this is pretty much what I started off with. That's in combat sports via TexasFighting.com. The Facebook page is still out there. I still haven't gotten control of it, but I've been covering combat sports for well over a decade. It's been a while. Nonetheless, don't call it a comeback. I haven't been gone. I needed a much needed break, but I have been. I had already been asking fighters to jump on. I've got a couple of fighters, regional, local from across the pond. I've already sponsored as far as interviewed a few fighters outside the UK and Philippines. So I'm just trying to pretty much be all over the place. This is going to be combat sports. So of course we're looking at kickboxing, boxing, mixed martial arts, bare knuckle, MMA, of course, man. For those that have rocked with me in the past, appreciate that. Of course, like I said, I needed a break, but I am back on it, So I'm going to be covering a couple of fights. I've already got a couple of guests that are going to be jumping on, breaking down some of these fight cards. Now, I'm going to post them as I go. This one's actually going on this weekend, for those in Victoria, Texas. Man, amateurs at its finest. They've got quite a bit of man fights that are going to be nonetheless, fight of the night. Some of these fighters are amateurs; they're still working their way up the ranks. A lot of them pretty much ready to go. Up to their coaches and themselves, see if they're going to go pro after this card. But nonetheless, if you're in Victoria, Texas, follow Texas Clash. Be careful with the links. There's a lot of fake links going up. So definitely follow Texas Clash on Facebook and on Instagram. Make sure the link is correct. But this is one of the fights cards happening tomorrow. This is in Victoria, Texas. Unfortunately, I'm not going to make it. I was looking forward to hitting up another convention tomorrow, but I'm not even going to make that. So that's one of them. The next one that I'm going to be, or one of the other ones I'm going to be breaking down. This one's interesting for a lot of reasons. A lot of the fighters on the main card are either from San Antonio or have friends here in town. The card itself is going to take place in Houston. This is for Fury FC Challenger Series number 9. The main event. Estevez versus Luna. Gosh, man, that's crazy. That's going to be a crazy fight. Two tough dudes. Luna experience. The guys fought in boxing and MMA. Estevez, of course, local to San Antonio. They're both fighting in enemy territory, so to speak. Luna's from the Midwest. He's out there from Northeast Texas, and Estevez being local, here in San Antonio. But Mickens Mitchell versus Mitchell is going to be great. Borrego once again, local here in San Antonio, taking on Waller. Both these guys, have a flip flop record. Both looking to come back with a win, establish themselves, put themselves back, their name back in the hat, so to speak. Next one, Whitehead versus Whitney. This one's going to be great. I mean, all these cards, man. I mean, of course, fight cards subject to change, but these fights I'm definitely looking forward to, and I hope everybody catches up. This is going to be on the UFC Fight Pass, of course. We're going to be on there, follow up. I'm going to be going along. Like I said, I'm going to break this card down with an invite, and it's just one of the cards that I'm looking forward to break down. And the next one, of course, is going to be come the new year. Tap or Scrap, of course, MG4. These guys are collaborating. They're actually putting out 4 title bouts, which is nuts, but they're gonna start the year off with a bang. I mean, just with that being said, Matt Pineda, I've worked with the guy commentating on a past Tap or Scrap promotion, and he's taking on a local here in San Antonio, and David Fuente, man. Taco, of course, I know both guys. Both guys are young. Both guys are looking to establish themselves. I mean, not just in the amateur circuit, but get a name. I mean, I know as far as Ferguson versus Fortner, that this one's going to be crazy good. Two tough dudes. You know, on this one, I'm not going to call a winner only because it's kind of hard. It's going to be the guy that has the best cardio going into round 3. The guy that has that dominates. Closer to the late rounds, but it's definitely going to be one you don't want to miss. This one's going to be screen as far as streamed, not through us, unfortunately, but there's going to be a stream service provided, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Now, the Nat versus Sanchez, that one's going to be crazy good. I mean, like I said, all these guys are amateur mixed martial artists. Montgomery versus Garcia, that one's good. That one's going to be crazy good. So I'm looking forward to not just breaking these down, but if timing permits, I'll definitely be out there in attendance, supporting the fighters, supporting the sport. Like I stated, I've been covering the sport for over a decade. I've been in a mix, met a lot of friends, met a lot of people, coaches, a lot of guys that are, in the UFC. So of course I'll be asking them to jump along and breaking down some of these cards. But nonetheless, once again, I mean, like I said, I haven't left anywhere. I'm going to be back. The Fight Card Podcast, of course. The banner's still standing. But I'm looking forward to interviewing fighters. Like I said, from all aspects when it comes to combat. From boxing, kickboxing, mixed martial arts, bare knuckle MMA, of course, it's still out there. Bare knuckle boxing, we've got a couple of promotions out there making waves. And I want to thank all my sponsors, of course. I've got Official Water, always stuck by me for a good while, man. I appreciate you guys. Alamo Distilling. I've got Satori Soap, of course. Guys out there in Victoria doing great things. Hona CBD. The product's great. Definitely check them out. I've got TKO. Some of the shirts are still available out there, not just from the podcast, but the fighters. From big names, big name fighters. A couple of fighters out there working their way up or working their way back. But I just want to thank everybody. Of course, like I say, this is going to be something I've been trying to come back to, slowly but surely. I've already invited a couple of fighters, like I mentioned. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to breaking down a lot of the fight cards. That was the whole purpose of the Fight Card Podcast, was to get fighters to come back and help me break down some of these upcoming matches. I did so in the beginning. Some of the UFC fighters that I've known for a good while, started doing that with me, and I appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to inviting them back. See if they got time. Everybody's training, but nonetheless, of course, man, I am here in San Antonio. I'm going to be reaching out, combat sports related. Of course, I'm going to use the same platform on this, the YouTube channel, the fights, everything's going to go to the Fight Card Podcast YouTube channel. So definitely go out there, subscribe. I want to thank all my sponsors, thank everybody that's stuck by me, and I appreciate everybody, man. I mean, the fight game, it's a tough one. Definitely need to step away every once in a while and take a little break. But like I said, I'm not back. I haven't left. I'm just taking a little break, and I'm back as it is. So definitely, if you're out there, you have a fight coming up. Sent already a few invites as far as breaking down some of these upcoming bouts, and looking forward to more. So of course, once again, this is Spida. This is the Fight Card Podcast. Follow us on YouTube. Till next time, follow up.